It's Saturday the 18th of March and I've just come back from the cinema having watched 65 with Adam Driver. Honest opinion, give it a miss. It was pretty dreadful. I don't know what else to say. I'm not even sure they got the dinosaurs correct. There was some dinosaurs and some bugs and some just weird bits in the storyline that I just could not get on board with. I mean, aside from the fact that somebody comes from space and lands on Earth before humankind, you know, I can get on board with that, but I cannot get on board with some of the creatures that were apparently milling around at that time, 65 million years ago. But hey, what do I know? I have to say that my journey to the cinema was far more eventful, and indeed I witnessed a crime. In fact, I was the first one there, and if I needed evidence that the UK is going to pot, then I think this was probably it. So I walked along the road and I could see a kerfuffle, and it was clearly three people that I thought were just in a bundle fighting. And I thought, I'll give them a wide berth. And then as I got a bit closer, I could see that it was a woman underneath all of that. Now, the people involved, I see them around the area, and I would probably say they were drug addicts. I'm just putting that out there. There are quite a few hostels near where I live, so I'm guessing they were from there. But yeah, basically two guys were just really beating up this young woman who was underneath the pile, and I genuinely thought they were leaning on her neck. You know, they were doing some really horrible things, stamping on her limbs, and I was quite fearful for her. The issue they seemed to have with her is that she'd stolen money from them. Now, I've witnessed her stealing from shops, so I'm guessing she probably did. But nevertheless, this was an assault that was going on. So I immediately went into Tesco's because there's no way I could take these two guys on. They were really aggressive. And I went into Tesco's and said, there's a woman being assaulted. So Tesco's immediately rang the police at that point. And I went back outside and I tried to plead with them to stop because they were hurting her, but they just couldn't hear me. Then some other people got involved, but nobody really wanted to get involved. And ironically, probably a friend of theirs came up and was pushing one of the guys, pushing him around, trying to get him off. So it was amazing. There was all these guys standing around watching, and it was only a woman that got in there and was trying to break them up. No kidding. After 10 minutes of witnessing this, and it was horrific, after 10 minutes, I thought, do you know what? I'm going to call the police as well, because maybe if they get enough calls, they might take it seriously. And I rang 999. Because I was very scared for this woman. Despite whatever she may have done, I was actually very scared that she was going to be seriously injured. And I rang the police, and I rang 999 and said, which service? Police. And then it just rings and rings and rings. Eventually they answered, and they took some details, and that was that. And by this point, it had dispersed, and the lady had run into Tesco's to get shelter from these two guys. So I don't know what happened. But hey, I tried my best. Unbelievable. Yeah, when I rang 999, the message I got was they have an unprecedented amount of calls and things are taking its time. I was like, this is just not good enough. A woman was literally being assaulted in front of me and I couldn't get anybody to help. There you go. Broken Britain. Anyway, tonight I'm off to Glitter and Titter. Much love and gratitude.